be playing these
What's
fucking
going
games.
on, everybody? Welcome to Item 9 Gaming. It's me, Gabe, joined by Carter and Graham as usual.
What's going on,
good.
Graminator?
Today we're going to be discussing and breaking down the Ubisoft Forward event that we saw today. Ubisoft did their what was supposed to be a traditional E3 presentation, sort of pivoted and switched to an online showcase, digital showcase of their upcoming titles. And it was really awesome, and we got to see some great stuff today from a lot of the different studios. Our hometown studio, Toronto, here, showed off some great games. So, you know, things kicked off. We saw some Watch Dogs Legion stuff. We saw some community updates from Rainbow Six, some mobile games that they're coming out with. They're coming out with Brawlhalla. It's going to be coming to mobile. What was that other game? Strike Force? Elite Force or something like that?
Yeah, Elite Force. That was Rainbow Six as well connected to, I believe.
Yeah, I believe it was some of Ubisoft's other properties like Ghost Recon, Splinter Cell, and Rainbow Six kind of
all mashed into one.
Yeah, maybe some sort of tactical.
Sort of Marvel Alliance system going on.
Yeah, so we saw some of that. We saw some gameplay and a cinematic trailer for Hyperscape, which was pretty cool.
Yep.
A little disappointed that it's only on PC.
Yeah, the open beta kind of got cheated.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see.
I want to play it.
Sad times.
I mean, but for this video, we're kind of going to be breaking down our favorite things from the event, which would have to be Watch Dogs Legion, AC Valhalla,
Watch Dogs,
and Far Cry 6.
Far Cry 6, the announcement of Far Cry 6. So without further ado, let's get things started with Watch Dogs Legion. We kind of wanted to check out this kind of cinematic trailer they showed off. It was pretty cool. They kind of showed off the environment, sort of the dystopian kind of future that we'll be dealing with in London.
Showing the vibe of the whole thing.
Yeah.
A private security's gone already out of whack. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, really well done. The art, the aesthetic. I love the mask too.
Yep.
I'm hoping that's not just a short trailer. I'm hoping that when you like go out on like missions and stuff, you guys can have masks.
Of course, of course you're gonna be wearing a mask. You're gonna be wearing a mask all day. Because you have to hide your identity on the thing.
Yeah, but for that like mission where you were playing as the construction worker and stuff, they weren't wearing masks there during the gameplay, you know. So
it's probably something you can
that had me a bit worried they weren't gonna be wearing masks, but I'm sure you'll be able to put on masks and stuff from certain missions.
No, it's crazy to see how they're actually making every single player, every single
person in the world
playable.
Like,
Wait,
pretty much playable.
Is this for some parts of this trailer like live action, dude?
That's what I'm saying. Some parts
I
of
know,
live
right?
action and
That's
some
what I'm
parts
saying.
of
It
like
looks crazy.
cinematic like trailer. You know what I mean? Really, really good.
It's crazy.
Oh man. So if we fast forward to the gameplay,
let's fast forward to the gameplay. Just to show off a little bit.
Into Albion headquarters inside the Tower of London. All the
So this part was pretty cool because we got to see the different methods and different characters, how they have different attributes. It's pretty cool. They all have different weapons.
And it's really cool how you can pick up the enemy team too, and you actually
Albion officers
able to infiltrate the enemies, and depending on what moves you make, you know, it depends on if your character is gonna get killed by them randomly, you know, like if you're not being sneaky at all when you're going into the Albion buildings, then boom, you guys are gonna die.
It just shows the variety of people that are in the world, the variety of gameplay styles are going to be out there.
No, but if you play, they even said that if you're not careful when you play as Albion guys, your character's gonna end up with a bullet in the back of his head.
Yeah, of course. So look, see, he's wearing a mask right now.
Oh, he is.
Okay, so speaking of like the sort of the amount of players that they're going to give you an option to play with, my only concern is that will it be
a little
just
copy and paste?
Yeah, copy paste for certain ones. It'll be like, all right, these ones are hackers. This group specifically fighters, you know, and like what else would it be? But it just
they're able to keep like
how they're showing it
a bit
to
of
us.
different weaponries and
it seems like a lot of these people are very individual, very different.
Mm-hmm.
It's just I guess I'm being a little bit of a pessimist by saying because I'm so amazed at like how many different people there are. It's like, wow, how can they keep this up? You know?
Yeah.
But
They had a lot of experience it with the past games, just making random civilians. So now they're just giving those civilians like
power.
weaponries and powers, you know, and different abilities. So
Like almost like
they're just
every
building on the
NPC
engine.
Every NPC almost in Watch Dogs 1 had like a pretty like sought out
Different backstory, yeah.
look up on your phone or whatever. This
Yeah,
is just, oh.
and different profiles, and I think this kind of like takes that to the next level
Yeah.
and plays on that even more. And I think
And they already had, I'm pretty sure, like a system to build that. So they just had to build on top of that system that they already had.
Yeah.
So it's definitely, I think, turning out to be what they really wanted to do with the idea of Watch Dogs, and like you really have all that power. Like, you know, you really feel like you're like some anonymous hacker that can like take over and help get rid of this like toxic government and toxic underworld and underbelly of society that
the people
is-
rising up.
Yeah, like it's,
I mean, like,
it's
yeah,
real,
the way
you know?
they're going about it with the hacking and stuff, like, if this were to take place, like, today, this is how it would go about.
For
you know?
real,
Exactly,
like
yeah.
Like, it's such a digital age, and they really
Yeah.
kind of play on this to its
That's how
strengths.
Ubisoft rolls. Very topical and very like in touch with what is going on. Like an overused privatized police state.
Totalitarian, you
You know what
know.
I mean? Only the guys.
and they don't
of,
forget to have that that underworld ruler that
exactly as
is
well, too.
running all the
So as we see right now,
drugs and the guns
the main villain right here. Oh, and also as well
Mary
Mary
Kelly.
Kelly, and then the other one is what's his name? Nigel? Nigel,
I
I
don't
believe.
even know, man.
Or Cass? Something.
The buyers expect high quality stuff.
And we need a hard nut for this.
Oh yeah, and I like this too. How characters are able to randomly do things. Like in the other trailer, it showed that this character is randomly gonna die when you recruit them. Well, this character potentially could randomly die, and like he's a drunk, so he's gonna end up passing out while you
I
play
don't
as
know
him.
if
You
I say
know?
he's a drunk. I say he's a bit of a top lad, really. He's out here doing the good fight, you know.
But I'm sure like
Yeah.
that was in his description, is that he
so
was an
those personal-
alcoholic,
exactly,
you know,
those personal
alcoholic
things.
boxer. It looks like, or
Passed out.
fighter.
So, last cannon. Just
We'll come back.
But I'm sure
Damn
for
gone.
him, when you like recruit him, it would say like he has very high like what is it, unarmed abilities.
ooh.
So
Hold on.
We can't forget about this John
yeah, we
Wickery.
can't forget the
Yep, we can't forget. Ubisoft will forever be the people who know how to handle a takedown.
It's true.
They know how to handle. You guys know how to handle a takedown, and we appreciate that here at I'm Not Gaming.
Like these
All right?
these animations right here are sick.
John Wick. John
Wick.
Oh, John Wick.
Whoever's playing that gameplay demo is a
Yeah,
real
they-
shot
That's
to.
a
Yeah, for
real
real.
big man.
They're
you see as
headshotter,
well-
man.
Facts. And you see as well, see, he's getting shocked in the background there, which is going to show the interaction and like fluidity between the equipment and this sort of stuff. Like, stop.
But let's not forget
Here's the bastard responsible.
the other amazing game that Ubisoft showed off with great takedowns.
That's true.
Assassin's Creed Valhalla.
Oh yeah,
Whoa.
definitely.
Can't forget to
check out a
talk
little bit
about
of
that
that.
beauty.
Not everyone
Definitely
in London is a
one
legendary
of
assassin.
my favorite games that we got to see.
And
And
one of Gabe's favorite game series in general.
Yeah, but you want to take it away, talk about how excited you
We'll
are.
let you take this one, Gabe.
yeah, so basically we got a little bit of a new trailer, and it kind of showed off a little bit of the kind of gameplay aspects. It showed off this raid mode, so we're able to see the different kind of combat methods and different enemy variations, which is really cool. So I mean, like starting off here, we get to see how they go about raids and how you're gonna take your longboat to like different villages and settlements in England. So it's pretty cool. I mean, even the way they interacted with the environment around them in the towns are cool.
You may raid locations.
Jumping off anywhere, any corner.
The thing I really loved about what they did is that they really tried to humanize the Vikings and tried to make them, they gave them a reason behind why they're attacking and pillaging these villages, because they need to give resources. The land in Norway wasn't survivable for their families, so
Political pressure
the
and all
only
these
choice
things.
they had was to go to England. That was it was the only choice they had.
They're
So
a
Yeah, this
settlement of
one,
England.
this one seems a little bit getting back to its roots and more based in
and a
factual
story,
events.
yeah.
And
Yeah.
I'm really digging that because that's
Yeah.
one of the main reasons why I got into Assassin's Creed is because it made history fun for me. And I mean, like this right here of the settlement building looks awesome.
And so this is definitely going to be one of the Assassin's Creed games in the span of all of them. That's going to be something that's going to bring a lot of any of the left kind of AC just over time, because it's come out quite a bit. Like for me, I haven't played since AC4. I was not that into Origins and Odyssey, but seeing that Odyssey is totally different from this, but the only closest thing I can get to it right now, I'm definitely gonna want to pick that up and try. But this is one of those like number 4 games with Black Flag that's just really gonna make me jump right back into the AC series for sure.
But I mean, even like these combat animations, everything looks so
Fluid.
well done, fluid. It looks.
Find and exploit your opponent's weaknesses to gain the upper hand.
Look at
Yeah,
that!
it
Right
looks like
there.
all
You
the
saw that,
opponents-
right? I gotta wheel that
There's
back.
so much
Wheel that
different
back, wheel that
enemies,
back.
and
Wheel that
it looks
back.
like they all have different abilities and different like
Yeah,
it
it's
says
supposed to,
weaknesses and ways to counter them. So it's definitely gonna take a bit to get used to, and it's gonna be good that it doesn't feel as repetitive.
Yeah, and that variety. It's supposed to
Yeah.
be the most enemy variations in an Assassin's Creed game, so
Yeah.
hype for that, big hype. I am happy that they're still keeping some light magical elements because it's different.
Like see right now it doesn't have the damage, so it looks like you're able to take away that damage. Did you notice that?
No, I didn't notice
Situations
that. I
call
didn't
for
see that.
violence.
Those scenes that didn't have the damage.
Oh yeah, the numbers. Okay, yeah, we as we watched the live stream before, we're mentioning that how Assassin's Creed is coming to some RPG elements, some heavy RPG elements as well. Is it kind of a bit breaking in the immersion when you see number hit points appear over enemies as you take them down? And if you can adjust that would be super as well too.
It is kind of the trade-off. You're getting
It
more of
is.
an expansive game, but again, it has to take on these RPG-like elements.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And a lot of us do.
And I'm okay with that if it's done well and it looks like it's being treated
And
done
especially
really well.
especially if they give you the option that I'm okay with not seeing how much health my enemy has, so I feel more immersed in that game, and it makes it more difficult too. So if that would be good option, you know.
Ooh, a little bit of revenue skills right there.
Search pagan temples
And see how vast the world's going to be. We can go around and like do all these extra things to buff our character. I assume it's going to be to buff like our health, and then the settlement as well too.
The more you explore,
And they even remind me a little bit
the
like
more of England's
Exos or whatever.
secrets you will reveal.
Yeah. And they showed kind of like there's going to be some sort of like supernatural
Yeah,
elements to
It
it.
feels
Yeah.
different. It
But
feels a
as
lot
you push
different.
deeper
When
into
in
the
Odyssey, a
the
little bit of a
enemy
gripe for
will
me
push
was
back.
the fact that you're given
In a
by
series of
deity
climactic
power.
moments,
Yeah.
You know, this is something where it's like the
Assassin's
world
Creed Valhalla will
itself
feature
has
massive
magic
assaults
in it.
in which
You know, instead of
lead
I'm a
Evor's
demigod
army
that's supposed
into
to out
battle
here,
against
you know,
heavy
doing
And like
everything.
yo, like battering
Oh,
rams and
jeez, going off
breaking down the
against
castles, like that's gonna be so
Assaults are
crazy.
And in the later on in the gameplay deep dive that they went into after the event, they showcased that you're going to be able to swap genders of your character seamlessly in the game, so whenever you want. So it's not set in stone. So I think that's pretty cool too.
Exactly.
and surprise.
It's just another thing
With
that needs to be
unforgettable
done.
characters.
And actually, it's also in the other game that we have
and
going to
tragic
talk
losses.
about.
We're gonna segue into Far Cry.
Far Cry 6, where you play as Danny Rojas.
Yo, run that up, run that up,
Run
babe.
that right there. Run that right there. Run a little Far
Yeah.
Cry. You're on the island of Yara with our good friend from the Chicken Hut. Seems to have done a lot better for themselves nowadays. He's running the whole island. Giancarlo doing some big
Did I
moves.
miss it?
But he plays as
There it is.
Anton Castillo. Let's look a little bit.
Yeah, so this game is being developed in partner with
In
Ubisoft Toronto and Berlin.
Bomb, bomb, bomb. Big
So, you
guys.
know, that's pretty
deal.
cool.
Big folk.
Was
Anthony Gonzalez from
Giancarlo
Coco?
was Giancarlo hanging around our
Yeah.
ends and we didn't even know?
Yeah, was he over in Toronto? We didn't know. Was he here for the mocap? These are questions we need answers for.
Item 9's own Graham did get a tour of the mocap
Yes,
studio at
yeah, we
Ubisoft
did go to
Toronto.
the- Yep, if you check on the Instas. And he sees the islands, the setup Cuba, sort of Cuba.
I mean, they're really going with this kind of like
that.
true crime, like
Mhm.
HBO drama
Yep.
Yeah,
with
vibe.
this.
Yeah.
And like, I'm okay with that. This looks pretty
I'm down.
good. I mean, if it's treated well, I think it could be probably one of the best in the franchise.
Yeah. As far as
Mhm.
me being a fan of the first Far Cry game, when things were a bit wild with the monsters and the virus and stuff like that was in it, I'm always kind of wondering whenever I see any sort of medical stuff in there, I'm like, oh, they're gonna bring the monsters back. Jeez, corruption.
So like, it looks really decent.
It's going to be really crazy. I'm excited to see what's going on with all this. It looks like Chernobyl
chemical
right
warfare.
there. Exactly, that's what I'm saying. They're dealing with a lot of
they love to do
liberty.
dictatorships
It
and
reminds me of Vietnam.
Yeah, and also I'm excited because this is
vibes.
gonna be.
I'm excited to see who
Oh,
you
we're just
play
gonna
as
cut
or
me
what.
off as soon as I say
sorry,
what I'm
sorry.
about to be
Alright.
excited about. That's cool. But yeah, the motion capture for this game looks really good. Like, I mean, like some parts in the trailer that we saw a little bit later, it looks so realistic, and I am really excited because this game is definitely going to be coming out on the PS5 and Xbox Series X. It's slated to come out in 2021. So
Pre-order now and your
Yeah.
upgrade's free, eh?
I heard.
See, and like they even really build the character of the antagonist. They do that with all their games, Far Cry, but like this one, like it's crazy to see what's all swirling around Antonio, messing up his name right now. Our antagonist here shows like all the stresses that are on him.
I have something for you.
But he's just trying to do it
Give me your
and make it from day to day and hold this country together. What he sees, like, it's just so much depth.
The
was a
grenade
serious
is
scene.
simple. It has 4 basic parts. The shell, which contains the explosive, the fuse, the handle, and of course, the pin.
What are you doing?
Breathe. Breathe. The pin simply holds the handle in place. It is only when you let go.
So what are your expectations for Far Cry 6? They have a good formula, Ubisoft. We're clearing
Who do you
out
think you're gonna play
outposts.
as?
You play as Dion Rojas. You're clearing out.
Him?
No. That's not him. That's his son.
Now,
Like they've kept the same formula for a lot of the games, but it's just continually being refined. Haven't been set in sort of such a modern, urban sort of setting. It's going to really make me think about the guerrilla tactics that are going to be used, the gameplay that interactions going to be having with all these other factions that are going to be like protesting, rioting, like taking on his regime. And seeing how this character is going to be chipped away by that, it's always hard.
if you only want to save
Even though they're bad guys, you're like, what's going on,
And
man?
we're talking about how the Watchdog Legion connects to everything that's going on in society right now, and this definitely does
This definitely
too.
does as well too.
believe.
And like
For sure.
that just goes to
We'd be
Ubisoft
wrong.
being aware of like the world they live in, and knowing
Yeah.
that games are an actual official like real medium of how we can express what's going on out there. From their inclusivity, from the character design, all the way to the real things that are going on behind
In
each
society,
game. they're putting out.
in each
Society
game.
was- yeah, exactly. And
Last are you
it's sick to see
screams.
that we're showing up real big. The games industry is showing up big. That hey, we know what's going on. And we're gonna talk about it.
Yeah. I know. Hopefully, at Ubisoft's event later in the summer, we get to see some gameplay because I just want to see what the environment of this game is going to be.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Because we sort
Are
of know
you
the
going to be
gameplay.
surrounded in a city? Is it going to be like I've never?
Is it gonna be like half city, half jungle?
yeah,
It's like a Caribbean island.
Because our country
It's supposed to be.
yeah, so like a little
A
city
little bit
and
of
like
both,
a little
bit of
jungle.
that,
You know, that's what
a
I'm
little bit of
thinking.
this, a little bit of that, a little column A, a bit of column B. I'm wondering what his son's role is going to be in this, because the question is at the end, prove it.
And we still have one more Ubisoft Forward to look forward to this year.
Yes. That's going to be good.
Do you guys have any expectations for the next Ubisoft Forward, or any guesses of what we might be seeing?
I know what you want to see.
You know, I want to see some
I know
Beyond
what
Good
you
and
want to
Evil
see.
too.
Beyond Good and Evil. That's what he wants to see.
Yo, if you're watching this, Leon.
Beyond Good and Evil, bro. We want it. But this I want right now.
Yeah.
damn.
Boom.
Far Cry 6.
And as a big fan of Far Cry series, I played 1, 2, 3. I did not get to play 5.
I didn't play 5 either.
didn't
That's
play
the only one
5
I didn't
yet.
play.
Oh, 5
too.
was.
5, I think.
I
Was
really enjoyed
good.
5.
It was a really good comeback.
I liked the environment, kind of how they brought it to like modern America. It was really cool. You were dealing with like a doomsday cult, so that was pretty awesome.
This guy was right. What the heck?
But this game looks really interesting, and I'm excited to see how they kind of take on that kind of, environment. And I mean, from what we saw, I was really enjoyed the event. I think it was really refreshing to see some like really big AAA games that we can look forward to and be excited about that are going to be coming out and going to be in our hands in this upcoming holiday season. And again, I think it was really cool how Ubisoft was able to kind of transition and pivot over to a strictly digital video game showcase. And I think it was really cool. So,
shout
out to our friend Leon. This was a really big task that they kind of overcame.
We worked hard on it, and we could tell.
Oh, hell yeah, man.
And shout out to all those people at Ubisoft who are working hard on these projects.
Ubisoft working every day and night.
This is a pretty big thing, especially coming from the one gaming company, all from Ubisoft. They made their whole own presentation, and it came out beautifully.
Yeah, and this would just be a good standard for other companies to look up and say, hey, yo.
Yeah, where's our Bethesda showcase? Where's come on,
know what I mean?
Step up.
Oh.
Come on.
You know what? There's only one Ubi, and they ain't soft.
All right. So that's it for our kind of breakdown of the event. Thanks for watching, guys. If you guys were looking forward to seeing any other games, let us know. What other games you were hoping to be announced? We want to know. Follow us at Twitter at Item9 Gaming. And don't forget to like, subscribe if you want to. If you don't, hey.
If you don't, support the family, support the man. Yo, like and subscribe and all that stuff. You crazy out here. Tell them there's no option. Support or die.